Beneath the cold, dark waters of Scotland's rivers and lochs, there is more than just silt, weeds, and the silent drift of the current. There are stories, ancient tales passed down through generations, carried on the breath of fishermen, shepherds, and travelers who knew that the glassy surface of the water could be a treacherous mask. Tales that warned of beauty and danger intertwined, of creatures that could appear noble and harmless, yet conceal an insatiable hunger for human souls. Among these legends, few are as haunting, as enduring, and as deeply rooted in the Scottish imagination as the tales of the Kelpie, a shape-shifting water spirit, known for taking the form of a magnificent horse or an impossibly attractive human. A spirit whose sole purpose, according to the old lore, was to lure the unwary to a watery grave. In the oldest accounts, Kelpies are described as beings of unnatural perfection. When they appear as horses, their coats are glossy black or pale as mist, their manes flowing like liquid silk, their eyes holding an eerie glint that speaks of both intelligence and malice. They stand by the riverbank or lochside, calm and still, inviting trust. Children, travelers, or anyone wandering alone might be tempted to stroke the creature's mane, but that touch is the trap. The hair is not soft, but sticky, clinging like tar, and once contact is made, escape becomes impossible. In an instant, the Kelpie surges forward, muscles rippling, galloping into the dark depths, dragging its victim beneath the surface. The struggle is brief, the silence eternal. But the horse is only one of the Kelpie's guises. In other versions of the tale, these water spirits shed their equine form and emerge as breathtakingly beautiful men or women, their features impossibly symmetrical, their clothes strangely fine for someone loitering near the water's edge. They approach with a smile that is both warm and unsettling, their voices smooth as flowing water. They might offer to walk a traveler home, or share a drink, or simply talk beneath the moonlight. Yet there is always a subtle wrongness, a glint in the eye, a dampness to their skin, a faint scent of the loch on their breath. And when the time is right, they will lead their victim closer to the water, and then there will be no return. In Scottish folklore, the Kelpie's role was as much a warning as it was a monster story. Parents told these tales to keep children from straying too close to dangerous waters. Fishermen knew better than to linger alone by the river after dark. Travelers learned to trust their instincts when a strange beauty appeared in an unlikely place. In a land of sudden mists, deep currents, and treacherous shores, the myth of the Kelpie was more than superstition, it was survival. Historical accounts from the 18th and 19th centuries speak of attempts to capture these spirits. Folklore held that iron was the only material capable of binding a Kelpie. There are tales of blacksmiths forging enchanted bridles or chains, which, if slipped over the creature's head, could render it powerless. In some versions, captured Kelpies would bargain for their freedom, offering gold or granting wishes. But the warnings were always the same: never trust a Kelpie, for its promises are lies, and releasing it is to invite your own doom. In certain rural communities, the appearance of a Kelpie was considered an omen, a harbinger of tragedy. Sightings were said to precede storms, floods, or mass drownings. Some believed the creatures were messengers of the dead, sent to claim more souls for the watery depths. Others thought they were guardians of ancient treasures buried beneath the lochs, treasures cursed to remain hidden forever. There are darker variations still. Some legends speak of Kelpies whose skin could be peeled away like a wet hide, revealing the raw, shifting essence of water beneath. Others claim that once a Kelpie claimed a victim, their spirit was bound to the loch, forced to join the ranks of the drowned. In these versions, the haunting is endless, the loch whispers at night, ripples without wind, and those who listen closely might hear voices calling from beneath the surface. The cultural roots of the Kelpie legend run deep. In Celtic mythology, water was both a giver and taker of life, essential for survival, yet unpredictable and dangerous. The Kelpie personified this duality, embodying the beauty of a sunlit loch and the terror of being pulled under without warning. The name Kelpie itself is believed to derive from the Gaelic Kelpeach or Colpark, meaning colt or heifer, though the creature's nature is far more sinister than the name suggests. Today, the legend has evolved. In the modern town of Falkirk, two towering steel sculptures known as the Kelpies rise 30 meters into the sky, shimmering in daylight and glowing eerily at night. Tourists flock to see them, marveling at their beauty. But to those who know the old stories, there's an irony in this transformation. The dangerous water spirits, once feared and avoided, are now celebrated in art. And yet, even in this polished, modern form, the Kelpies remain a reminder: beauty can deceive, and water will always have its secrets. Because if the stories are true, the Kelpies have not vanished. They wait still, beneath the dark, cold waters of Scotland. Perhaps they are less bold now, their whispers drowned out by the noise of the modern world. But on misty nights, when the air is still and the loch reflects the moon like a black mirror, those who walk too close may find themselves hearing the faint sound of hooves on wet earth, or a voice calling their name. And if they do, they would be wise to turn away before the water claims them forever.